Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Soph. For today's video, we are going to be doing my August TBR. Now, I'm pretty sure I said this exact sentence last month, but I'm in the biggest reading slump. I think I read 2 books in the month of July, so this TBR is not set in stone, and I am a big mood reader, so please take it with a pinch of salt. However, I have picked out a bunch of books that I think might help me get out of my slump, or at least I am hoping that's going to be the case. So if you like these videos, please stick around till the end. So first up, we have a little YA number. This is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and it's basically been described as Criminal Minds in a book. I loved Jennifer Lynn Barnes's Inheritance Games series. I fully adored that series. So I'm very excited to be getting back into her writing. I find her writing super easy to read, and because it's YA, I'm hoping it helps ease me out of the reading slump and back into reading without having something really heavy to read first. But this basically follows a girlie who is very talented and gifted, and she gets put into an FBI exclusive program that uses exceptional teenagers to crack infamous cold cases. Does that not sound like the most fun time? This is actually is it a trilogy? It's either a trilogy or a 4-book series. I can't remember what the name for 4 is, and I think I am going to love it, but I thought I'll just try the first book first and see where we go. Then on the same topic of YA thriller mysteries, we have Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, which is book 2 in the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. The first one followed Pip, who was investigating the disappearance of a girl that was a few years older than her in school, and she basically interviews like a bunch of people involved and she finds out what happened. I really like these books because they use a lot of mixed media, so you've got a floor plan there. When she does interviews, it's printed in interview style. We've got a file here that she's received, and it just makes it really immersive. And I watched the BBC adaptation of the first book and I did enjoy it, but there was definitely elements from the book that made it what it is that were missing from the series. But it has encouraged me to carry on with the trilogy because I've heard it only gets better, so I'm very excited to get back into the world of Pip. So those 2 are YA, so I'm hoping they'll like get the ball rolling. We then have Connor's pick for this month, which is the same as Connor's pick for last month because he's desperately trying to get me to read it. I don't know why. But that is Stephen King's Misery. Again, this follows a writer that gets kidnapped by a crazy lady who is like obsessed with his books, all because he killed off her favourite character. And it's about him being locked in a cabin in the woods with her, I believe. So it does sound like a fun time. I have only read one other of Stephen King's books, which was The Institute, which I really enjoyed the story, but his writing style in that book wasn't my fave, and I think I ended up listening to it by audiobook and finishing it that way. But I am willing to give another book a go because I do want to be a Stephen King girly, because I am a horror girly, and you cannot be a horror girly if you're not also a Stephen King girly. Okay, so there's that one. Then to break it up a little bit, I am implementing a romance book because I haven't read a good romance in a little while and they were kind of keeping me going. And that is Reckless by Elsie Silver, which is book 4 in the Chestnut Spring series, and this one follows Theo and Winter, and Winter is the sister of the main character in the very first book, and Theo is the brother or like adopted brother or friend, or I can't remember his family ties. He links to the main guy from the first one and it's just about their relationship or whatever it comes out to be. I love the Chestnut Spring series. It's literally one of my favourite romance series ever. Cowboy romance is now my thing. I now am in my cowgirl era as well as my emo era, so I'm like an emo cowgirl. But since reading these Chestnut Springs books, anything cowboy related has literally just been my personality. I went into Urban Outfitters the other day and they had cowboy boot vases, cowboy pillows. They had a jumper that said California Cowboys or something, and I bought that. They had a top that also said something about a rodeo, but they didn't have my size, so I was absolutely gutted because I would have bought it. But yeah, thank you Elsie Silver for introducing me to cowboy romances. Oh, I think Theo is younger than the brothers from the rest of the series, and he's actually someone they're like mentoring because his own dad dies. That's not a spoiler. He dies like before the series even starts. He's just like he's extended family basically. There's those four, and then I've got two kind of chunky fantasy books that I would like to get to. The first one is The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent, which is book 2 in the Nightborn duet. The first one being Serpent and the Wings of Night. I did enjoy Serpent and the Wings of Night, but not as much as I was hoping given all the hype that surrounded it. But nevertheless, I am still very excited to carry on our story in this one, and I do have this as an audiobook and the Kindle version as well, which is probably how I'm going to read it. I think I did annotate the first one, so I might annotate this one as well. But the first one followed a human girl who was taken in by a vampire king, lord, I can't remember what the title was, and she enters herself into this competition that comes about every, I want to say 100 years, and the winner gets one wish granted by the goddess Nixia, I think is her name. So it follows her basically through the trials and also learning some stuff that she did not know, and there is a little bit of a romance blossoming, and there is a twist at the end, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. But I did enjoy it. It just wasn't, I think I overestimated how it was going to be because of all the hype that surrounded it. But I am still excited to see how it carries on. It is vampires, it is vampire romance, and it has well, this one won't have trials, but the first one had trials, so I'm still very excited to give this one a go and finish that series. I think I'm going to do a video where I talk about all the series that I want to finish before the end of this year, because there is quite a few that I have started and have not finished. I just have issues with ending things, you know. And then the final book is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I'm sure everyone and their mum knows about this book. It is the dragon book that has taken the world by storm, and it follows an assassin for the rebellion, Rave, whose job is to complete orders and never get caught. When a rival bounty hunter shatters her world, Rave finds herself captured by the Guild of Nobles, a group of powerful fae. I did not remember it being fae as well. So fae and dragons, what more do you need? Crushed by the loss of his great love, dragon rider Khan Vega took the head of a king and donned his melted crown. Now, on a tireless quest to quell the never-ebbing ache in his chest, a clue lures him into the capital's high-security prison, where he stumbles upon the imprisoned Rave. Together, they seek truths that threaten to unravel everything they knew about their world and each other. Best-selling sensation When the Moon Hatched will transport you into a world filled with magic, dragons, and a love that blazes through the ages. Doesn't that sound so good? I'm so excited. I think it does actually have a glossary. Yes, it has a pronunciation guide as well. I got it right, and it is Khan, but it's Khan Vega, not Vega. But yeah, so there's a pronunciation guide, there is a glossary, and I've just heard it is such a beautifully written book, and I'm so excited to read it and get my dragon fix that I have not had since Fourth Wing. So this is our hefty TBR for this month. If you have read any of those books, please let me know what you thought about them. I am always interested to hear your opinions, and if you like this video, please give us a big thumbs up. It really helps, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button before you leave so you don't miss the next video. Bye guys!